I made a video last night, but I've not published it yet. I've uploaded it, but I've not published it yet. And I spoke about my brother in it, and he really doesn't like it. When I speak about him, I always get punished. It's very interesting, you know, you can garner from the things that you do and the way that you're reacted to afterwards to realise who the people are that are involved in your targeting, you know. So I made this video and uploaded it, but it's still private. So this morning when I left the house, let me check the time. Okay. There's a guy in one of my videos. It's the one about the blind. There's a blind man in it at the start. So this guy that walks past me later on in the video, and he's wearing all camouflage get up. This guy wears this all the time, you know, every time. He stalks me all the time. It's usually down on the seafront. I believe they have their little spots, you know, their little areas that they have to be in, because I've just, back there is the river that I've been walking along for a few miles. And it's always the same faces, you know, and you could say, well, they're out walking, you know, that's their route or whatever, they're walking their dog, but it's irregardless of the time that I take that route, you know, there'll always be the exact same faces every single time, regardless of what day it is. You know, these people don't have any actual work, you know, what we would call work. It's always the same people, so I believe that they have their little spots, you know. So this cunt in the video, in my previous video with the camouflage, and he walks past, and then I flip the camera around as they're walking away from me, you know, with their backs to me. And his girlfriend, or whoever it is, some female Asian woman that he's with, he starts doing a little dance. You'll see her on the video, you know, this clown stalks me all the time, not usually with her, usually just on his own. So I left the house this morning, and you know, it's obvious that they want to get these things in that they do to you quite soon after I leave the house, because I walk in quite isolated areas, you know, so they need to get the little kind of triggers in, the little things that are going to try and cause me trauma in the 15 minutes it is that I walk before I get out of the kind of built up area, you know. So shortly after leaving the house, I go that way because there's a road there. That's going to start being dead windy now. I don't know where to go because there's no footpath on the other side. Okay, I'll just wing it. Yeah, so yeah, they have to get them in. They have to get these little triggers in kind of quite early, you know, upon me leaving the house, because they know they've only got 15 minutes before I kind of get out of the built up area, and then they can't kind of do quite as much, but they'll use something like I'm going to explain the guy this morning. So there he is walking past me in all his camouflage gear. Like I said, I see this clown all the time, but this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning he's carrying a family size bag of M&Ms, a yellow family size bag of M&Ms. Now that's like the trigger, you know, that's the thing that they have to get in. They have to get me to see this before I get out of the built up area, so the other people along my route, the other stalkers along my route, can kind of add on to this trauma, you know. Like I say, I made a video last night and I mentioned my brother in it, so they really don't like this because they know that my brother and my cousins, who I also mentioned, one of my cousins, are a big part of my targeting. So they don't like me using this, so this is like my little punishment today. So last time I spoke to my brother, last time I seen my brother, I was in the car with him, and he was playing music by Eminem, and he said, "Oh, don't people call you Eminem because of your name?" Because my name's Emma. But you knew that an ex of mine, that was his nickname for me, was Eminem, and he knows this because he's a deviant bastard and he's been fucking spending his whole life watching me. Sorry, just put my charger back in. Yeah, so he knows, and he stayed at my house when I was in a relationship with this guy, so he's been around him and he knew that it's what he called me, you know. So it's just his little, he wants to put it in his mind, he wants to get that little trigger in my mind, he wants to have that in my head, so that any time anyone around me, which they do quite often, the retards in the house will play music by Eminem, and they'll turn it up really loud when it comes to specific lyrics, you know, to try. It's fascinating the way these dickheads work, honestly. But they'll turn it up loud when it comes to specific lyrics that they want me to hear. You know, they're sad little fucking retards that sit by their music all day with a little fucking knob in their hand. Like, turn it up, it says something about bitch or cunt or fucking pedo or something, you know. Anyway, so my brother wants me to associate anytime I hear Eminem music, that it's directed towards me. But also the sweets, you know, the chocolates, the M&Ms. So that's why this guy was carrying them this morning, eating a family size bag. It couldn't have been a normal size bag because I wouldn't have paid too much attention to it, you know. It had to be a really big family size bag to grab my attention, so that I would really see, you know, and I would see exactly what kind of sweets it was that he was eating. And the fact that it was a yellow bag is, well, just break down the word yellow, is you, low, so you, low, as in you are low, so M&M, yellow M&Ms, so you are low, Emma, is what they're going for, you know. It's what they're trying to kind of make me think or make me associate that with. And obviously they're sending the clown that I've recorded before, so I know that it's specifically for me, because they'll have told him that he's been caught on camera before, and he just sat down, you know, 9 o'clock in the morning. He walks past me with his family size bag of sweets, and then sits down outside on a bench outside the train station, you know, nothing to do, just stalking all day. So that's him. And then I walk, like I said, I'm walking alongside the river for a few miles, and 2 separate people, as I'm walking along, came past me and said, "Slow." One of them said to her dog, "Slow down," and then laughed. Oh, did we get them? It's the Royal Mail paedophiles. Always, not a day goes by without the Royal Mail paedophiles stalking. Yeah, slow down to her dog. And then another person walked past me and made sure that even with my earplugs in, he said it really loud. "Yeah, it's very slow," just to make sure that I heard. See, this cunt in the camouflage has caused the trigger, and now they're all going to feed off that word as my journey continues, you know, to make so that I'm thinking about this, so that they want it so that you're never ever thinking about anything else apart from them, you know, and what it is that they're doing. And they want you kind of working out this stuff, the meanings behind their nonsense. So slow has low in it, but if you've got the low and then you've got an S, well, S is, you know, it's shaped like a 5, isn't it? And like I said before, they use the number 5 all the time in my targeting. Well, 5 is the 5th letter of the alphabet. The 5th letter of the alphabet is E, which my name is Emma, so it's, you know, my initial letter. So slow, they're just reiterating what he said with his "you are low, Emma," with his yellow M&Ms. They're just reiterating that by Emma or E, low. And this will just go on all day, you know. If I were to take my earplugs out and just walk around past people, it would be an all day thing, an all day occurrence, and then maybe carry it on into the next day as well, just depending on how much it is they want to use these things to kind of torture you again and again. But yeah, I just wanted to let you hear that this morning. I wish I'd got them on camera, but I can't be bothered filming most of these fools, you know. I really can't. I just, what's the point? It just makes me look like the problem. I look like I'm an idiot walking around with a camera, shoving it in people's faces when there's no real, you know, an outsider looking in would just think I'm an idiot shoving a camera in people's faces who are just going about their business, you know. It's only when you know the kind of context behind it. And of course, situation looks strange itself, doesn't it? I mean, what kind of adult eats chocolate at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, family size bag of chocolate at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's the things that they do, they just look so out of place, you know. That's how you know what it is that they're doing. I'm looking rough. The sleep deprivation and the shooting pains at night continue, and I've noticed as well my face is a lot fatter since I was watching back, because I'm so vain and narcissistic. My first video that I did when I showed my face, and then I watched my last video before this one obviously that I did when I showed my face, and the difference in the shape of my face, even I can notice it, you know. I don't own a mirror apart from a little handheld mirror for plucking stray hairs out of my chin and making sure I have no bogies in my nose. But it's amazing, you know, the difference in face shape. They obviously don't like it me showing my face. I don't know why they would be worried about that or jealous or whatever the case may be, you know, but there's definitely a puffiness to my face. I don't know if they're trying to kind of go with the narrative that I'm an alcoholic and, you know, look at her face shape and kind of damaging my face, but I've noticed a lot more kind of pulsing towards my face and towards my teeth as well. A lot of their kind of radiation or whatever it is directed towards my teeth, so I wouldn't be surprised if I started losing teeth shortly. But yeah, the difference in my face is it's easy even for me to see, and I've not put on any weight, you know. I'm in the same weight, I'm eating the same, I'm exercising the same, so it's not a case of I've just gained weight on my face. It's, you know, I can see the difference myself. It's weird, you know, but that's what they do. It's an all round kind of envy, isn't it, of every part of who you are and what you are, and, you know, nothing is off limits for these people, you know. Their looks, even, I don't think of myself as attractive at all, but they have to target, you know, my looks and my teeth, because obviously they want to create a narrative about what I am and who I am and the lifestyle that I lead and what it is that I do. And maybe in my first video I looked too kind of clean and healthy and, you know, whatever, and they didn't like it. So yeah, anyway, that's all for now. So you take care, God bless, lots of love, bye bye.